Hey TCC members, Adele here, Pilates instructor at the Claremont Club, and I am going to be taking you through a prenatal Pilates workout today. So the only piece of equipment you're going to need is a band. If for some reason you don't have a band, you can actually do most of the workout without the band. There only is going to be a couple exercises that you might have to skip, some upper body exercises where we'll be utilizing the band. But we're going to start here in a kneeling position. And I'm going to have you take the hands right underneath the shoulders. And then instead of the knees underneath the hips like we normally would, you're going to take the knees a little bit wider. And we're just going to utilize our breath with movement to warm up. So we're going to start here, taking a deep inhale in through the nose. And on your exhale, you're just going to shift the weight back, hips towards the heels. And then inhale, shift the weight forward. So we're going to do that again, exhaling back, inhaling forward. Think of using this exercise to stretch through the upper body, but also into the hips. Hips and inner thighs can become really tight. So this is a really nice, gentle exercise just to get warmed up. We're going to do 2 more here. Inhale forward, exhale back. The last one. Shift the weight back to your starting position and then walk the knees so they are right underneath the hips. And then from here, we're going to add some lower body movement. Upper body stays stable. On your exhale, extend one leg back parallel to the ground. Inhale to bring it back in. And then exhale, extending the opposite leg back. So depending where you are on your pregnancy, sometimes this hands and knees position does not feel the best for everyone. So recognize that. If it feels okay for you, I really want you to focus on your breath work, not holding your breath, but letting the breath flow with the movement. 4 more here. One more each side. Bring it back in, lower back down. Let's take those knees wide again and then shift the weight back into that stretch, sitting back as far as feels okay for you. And then coming all the way forward, we're going to come into a seated position now and grab the band for our first upper body exercise. So in this seated position, I'm going to have you sit with knees bent. You can also prop yourself up on a pillow to sit a little bit higher, especially if you have tension in the hips. And then you're going to take your feet about hip distance apart and really focus on the toes pointing straight up, crossing the band. We're going to go right into a row, exhaling back, inhaling forward. Couple things to think about here. Toes stay pointed straight up. Sometimes when you get into this movement, the feet will tend to rotate inward, but if you can keep parallel, you get a little extra work in the glutes here. So we're exhaling back, inhaling to bring it back in. Let's go 5 more here. 5. 3, think of mid-back working here as you pull. 2. 1, straighten the arms forward, hold, and then from here we're going to go into single arm with a little bit of rotation. So maintaining the same seated position, turn a little bit more to the side here. We're going to lift one strap up, the other strap is going to stay anchored. You're just going to pull and rotate on your exhale, inhale, bring it back. So again, toes stay pointed up. And the breath here is inhale forward, exhale back. 5 more on this side, and then we'll switch sides. Think about your gaze, your head rotating with you. We'll do 1 more here. Return back to center, anchor your left hand, right arm lifts up. We're going to pull and rotate. exhaling back. And we have 5 more here. Pull 5. 3 more. Last one. And rotate back to center. Hold it here. Now we're going to uncross the straps and hold on to the handles or the edges with palms facing in. And we're going to go into a bicep curl here. So I'm going to have you lean back slightly, maintaining your neutral spine. Elbows stay right by your side. And we're going to curl the arms in and out. So if you need more tension, grip up on the band. Exhaling up, inhaling back. And for the set of bicep curls, we're going to go all the way up to 15. So let's do about 5 more here. Shoulders are stable. Exhale, 4, 3, 2, 1. Straighten the arms and then come all the way back up. We're going to set the band down. And then from here, you're going to come onto your side. Keep the band close in this series. If you have the band, use it. But if you don't have the band, then you can do the same series without it. So you're going to come down onto your side. And we're going to start in a side lying position with the head, hips, and feet in line. Hips stay stacked. Create a little bit of space underneath this bottom waist. You can even keep your hand there if that feels like it's a good cue. We're going to open the top knee up and lower back down. So another good place, you can always put your hand on your hip too to ensure that the hips are not rocking back throughout. So we're exhaling up, inhaling back down. And 5 more here. 5, 4, 3, 2, last one. Lower back down. Grab your band, or not if you don't have it. You're going to place the band around the foot. Hold on to the both ends of the band with your hand. Elbow comes right down by your side. We're going to keep the leg in line with the body to start, and then you're going to bring the leg forward and press it back in line. So the breath is inhale forward, exhale press. I'm going to adjust my body here just a little bit. Inhale forward, exhale press back. So we want to try to think of keeping a neutral position of the spine here as you press the leg back in line with the body. That just means that we're keeping the pelvis stable. We're not rocking the hips back and forth. Inhale forward, exhale press. Let's do 2 more here. 1 more. Bring it back in, hold, stay here. Keep the leg in line with the body. We're going to circle 8 circles. Think about circling the size of a basketball. So again, pelvis is stable, and we're going to do 4, 3, 2, hold it. Let's reverse, go the opposite way for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pause, hold, and we're going to do 8 little pulses up and down. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and rest. Very good. Let's take that off and switch sides. So we're doing sets of 8 here. You can always add on a few more repetitions if you want a little bit more work. Okay, so positioning the body in our initial side lying position, little space underneath the bottom waist, head, hips, feet in line, exhaling up, inhaling to lower back down. You should feel the work in the glutes here. I like to put the top hand on the hip to try to keep those hips stacked, that we're not rocking back and forth. And I'm exaggerating there, but you'll notice if you pay attention that can tend to happen without really even thinking about it. So we really want to keep the hips stacked. Last one, lower back down. Take the band if you have it, place it around the foot. Find that little bit of space in your bottom waist. And then from here, we're gonna bring the leg forward, press it back in line. So the breath here is inhale forward, exhale press. And when you press back, think of intentionally squeezing the glute, just so you can feel the muscles activating here if you're not quite sure where to feel it. Press back, hold, and let's go into those circles. So we're gonna circle from the hip, drawing your basketball-sized circles, keeping your breathing consistent throughout as you circle around. The leg is in line with the body. Let's do 3, 2, 1, and then reverse. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, hold it, up and down for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and lower back down. Let's take the band off, and then we're going to come into a quick stretch here. We're going to stretch the glutes, so it's going to be a semi-reclined position. We don't want to be fully on our backs, especially later in pregnancy. You're just going to take one ankle over the knee and hold it here. Keeping your breath consistent, and then think of the knee pressing out. And if you want to feel a little bit more, you can always walk this foot in. So we're going to stay here. One more inhale. Let's release. Opposite ankle crosses. And if this is too tight, this foot can always walk out too. You get more of a stretch just by pulling it in. Another thing to think about here is trying not to slump down, but think of lifting the chest. Stay here, one more inhale. And then exhale, release. Okay, we're gonna come back up, and we're actually gonna come into a kneeling position now. You're going to take the band if you have it, and you're going to place it around the back, around the rib cage, and then hold on to a band each end in one of your hands. So on this one, if you don't have a band, but you have 2 little weights or something to hold on to that can add just a little extra resistance, that's also an option. I'm going to turn to the side here. I think actually I'm going to go at a slight angle. And you're going to hold on to the band fairly tight with the tension here. Just going to reach the arms straight forward on your exhale. Inhale, bring it back in. So I'm going to do 8 of these. 7. Exhale, press. On the next one, press, hold it, stay here. We're going to open the arms out, get a nice stretch in the chest, bring it back in, bend the elbows in. So the breath is exhale forward, inhale to open, exhale close, and bring it back in, and reach. Good, halfway done, 4 more here. And you have 1 more here. And rest. We're going to take that band away. You don't need a band on this one. And then we're just going to do a little bit of a lower body work from a kneeling position. So you're going to start here, sitting back towards the heels, reaching the arms out in front, and then coming back up. So let's add in the breath, inhaling, exhale, squeeze the glutes at the top. So as you keep going here, when you come up, I want you to think of maintaining neutral, ribs over the hips, while engaging the glutes. So you'll feel a little bit of quad work here, but you'll also feel the glutes engage as well. It does have to be a little bit more of activation, as you'll probably naturally feel like the quads take over the work here. So we're going to reach. 2 more here. 2. Last one, come up, hold it, drop the arms down by your side, and let's go into a kneeling side bend. We're just going to flow through it. You're going to reach your right arm up, Stretching up and over to the side, coming all the way back, and then we'll go the opposite way. Stretching into the side waist, into the lats if you're a little tight there. And let's just add in a breath, exhaling over, inhaling back. Let's do 4 more here. Last one. And then come all the way back. We are going to finish just like we did to start, on our hands and knees. Let's assume that same position, knees wider than the hips, hands underneath the shoulders, shifting the hips back, inhaling forward. So if you just have a short amount of time today, you can do this workout, follow it along for the last about 15 minutes that we just did. Or if you feel like you have a little more energy or you want to take it a little bit longer, you can go back and repeat it a second time. Let's do 1 more here. Last one, sit back, stay here, take a deep inhale. Exhale, release. And you are all done. So as always, you can modify some of those props, skipping exercises if need be, but also subbing some things in based on suggestions I made in the video. And again, like I said, go through the second round if you're looking for a little extra work, or you can also add reps, especially in some of the upper body work or the side leg series. Today I did sets of 8, but you can go up to 12, 15, depending on how you feel. So I hope that was helpful, and let us know if you have any questions.